Hello, my name is Faris Gadanindra, with my number is K77W2037 from Accounting Education. So today we are going to learn statistical function in Microsoft Excel. This learning resource on statistical function in Microsoft Excel is designed to help students understand and apply various statistical function in data processing. Through this resource, students are expected to recognize the use of its function, use formula correctly, and apply them to real-world situations, such as quick recaps, attendance data, or simple reports. There are actually many statistical formulas. For example, we may want to find the quantity of data, the average, the median, the most frequently occurring value, and some others. But we will only discuss 8 formulas. Let's discuss one by one. So, I already have an example of the data regarding the sales list. This is the item and this is the sales amount. Okay, the first, we want to find how much data from sample data you have it. Amount of data. We will use a formula called count. The formula is equal count, open the parentheses, to the use of count is to count how much data there is, not the amount. Then we just block the cell orange containing the values that we want to count. So here it is C3 to C19, close the parentheses, then don't forget to enter. So there are 17 data in the example data that we have. The second one is also that is probably often used to looking for the value that appears most often or in statistical language is also called mode. So we can use to find which data appears most often. So to find the mode, that is equal mode, open the parentheses, same as before, we block the data C3 to C19, close the parentheses, and enter. So in this case, it states the most frequently appearing is the number 39. Look at this, 39, 1 and 2. So it is true. Next, the third formula is to find the middle value, or in statistical language is also called the median. Median. It's also simple. So the formula is equal median, open the parentheses, we block again, close the parentheses, and enter. The median is like looking for the middle value after being sorted from the smallest to the largest. It turns out that the median is 46 like that. Now, the fourth formula is to find the average. Average. So, the formula is so simple. Is equal average, open the parentheses, we block again the data C3 to C19, close the parentheses and enter. The average value, that data that we block, is 52. Next, in the fifth formula, we will learn to find largest value. So for example, if there is need to know the largest from the data, you can use maximum. The formula is max, just max. So equal max, open the parentheses, we block data again, close the parenthesis and enter. The largest value that we have is 93. Is it true? It is 93. Yeah. Right. What if like opposite? For example, you want to find the lowest value or the smallest value. Previously, the largest value was max. So, the smallest value is minimum. Minimum. So, the formula is equal min, just min. Open the parenthesis. Same as before, we plug the data again, C3 to C19. Close the parenthesis and enter. So 18 is the smallest value from the data that was we blocked. And the next formula is variance. Variance. Okay, variance is to looking for the average value of dataset, like how far the data in dataset is spread from its average value. If there is a need to find the variance of this data, we can reuse formula. Variance is equal var dot p, because our data is population data, meaning it's not just sampling, but we have all the item. We have this data. That's why it's called population, different from the sample. For example, if the population is 10 item, if the population is 50 item, but you only have 10 data, then want to find the variance of the values of item, you must using var.s. S means sample and P means population. So, because we have population of this data, we're using var P. So the formula is equal var.p, open the parenthesis, we plug the data again, all the data, C3 to C19, close the parenthesis and enter. So the variance is this is. Next, standard deviation. Standard deviation. We're going to find standard deviation of this data. So the last is standard deviation. The formula is equal SGDF, like the variance, because this is population, so we use TDF dot P, means standard deviation of the population. If STDEF dot S means standard deviation of the sample. Okay, because we have population, so we can use STDEF dot P. Then open the parenthesis, we plug the data again, C3 to C19, close the parenthesis and enter. So the value is this.
like that.
Those were the eight statistical function. Thank you all. Have a good day. Bye bye.